So if you're just starting your career, you've probably noticed something kind of weird. On one hand, all you hear is doom and gloom about the job market. But on the other, there's this massive explosion happening in one specific area. We're going to break down what's really going on and, more importantly, where you can find the opportunity in all of it.
Okay, let's just start with the tough reality. The data shows that a whopping half, 50%, of this year's college grads are going to end up either unemployed or in a job that doesn't even need their degree.
And, as if that wasn't enough, hiring for entry-level jobs is down 12%. It really does feel like the door is slamming shut right when you're trying to get your foot in.
But, and this is a huge but, there's something else happening at the exact same time. Something that flips this entire story on its head.
Because while all that other stuff is happening, right now on LinkedIn, there are over 1.3 million new jobs related to AI. Now, that's not just a little bump. That is a tidal wave of new opportunities, completely reshaping the market.
So this leads us to the big question, right? Is AI the bad guy here? The job killer everyone's afraid of? Or is it actually creating the single biggest career opportunity we've seen in a generation? Let's dig in.
First things first, the job market isn't dying. It's just redistributing. It's moving.
And we have this on good authority. The CEO of LinkedIn, Ryan Roslansky, a guy who has maybe the best data on the planet for this, says the hiring slowdown we're all feeling, it's not because of AI. It's because of old-school economic pressures. Things like higher interest rates and companies tightening their belts.
So you've got these two completely different stories playing out at the same time. On one side, yeah, the general economy is putting the brakes on things. But on the other side, you have this incredible super-focused growth. Not just those 1.3 million AI jobs, but also another 600,000 roles just to build the data centers that all this AI runs on.
And that's the key takeaway here. The opportunity isn't just vanishing into thin air. It's moving. If you're standing still, it feels like an earthquake. But if you start moving with it, you realize you're actually riding the beginning of a huge new wave.
Okay, so this whole redistribution thing, it creates a brand new playbook for how to build a career, which means that 5-year plan you might have made, yeah, you can pretty much toss that out the window.
I mean, just let this sink in for a second. In only the last couple of years, the actual skills you need to do most jobs have already changed by 25%. A full quarter of the job is different. That pace is just wild.
And here's the kicker. It's speeding up. The 25% change we've already seen is on track to become a 70% change by 2030. Trying to plan your career around a set of skills that won't change is like trying to navigate with a map of a world that doesn't exist anymore.
So we have to completely change the questions we ask ourselves. The old question, where do I want to be in 5 years? It's just too slow, it's too rigid. The new, much smarter question is all about being agile. What skills am I building right now in the next 3 months?
So, if the game is all about building new skills, which ones actually matter? Well, they really fall into two big buckets, with a huge emphasis on the stuff that AI just can't do.
Look, the winning combo here isn't one or the other. It's both. You absolutely have to get comfortable with AI skills, understanding the tools, how to automate things, maybe a little coding. But your real edge, the thing that makes you irreplaceable, is going to come from the human side, your judgment, your ability to build trust, and your capacity for truly original ideas. LinkedIn CEO actually calls these the 5 C's of your human edge. They are curiosity, courage, creativity, compassion, and communication. An AI can write a pretty good report, but it can't show courage to lead a team through a crisis, or use compassion to solve a conflict between two people. That's your job.
And here's the beautiful, kind of ironic part of all this. The more powerful AI gets, the more valuable your deep human skills become. Your ability to think critically, to connect with people, to create something new, that becomes the premium skill.
All right, so let's get specific. Where are these jobs actually popping up? LinkedIn's data points to 3 career categories that are just absolutely exploding right now.
First, we have data annotators. Think of these as the expert trainers for AI. They're the doctors, lawyers, and other specialists who teach the AI models, making sure they're accurate and safe. Second, data center roles. All this AI needs a physical home, which has created a massive boom in jobs building and running these giant facilities. And third, this fascinating role called a forward-deployed engineer. These are the people who act as translators, bridging the gap between the super complex AI technology and the real-world business problems it needs to solve. So when you piece it all together, the picture becomes crystal clear. The future isn't some sci-fi movie about humans fighting against AI. The real future of work is humans with AI. It's about collaboration, not competition.
And in the end, the people who win in this new world aren't going to be the ones who are the most technical. They're going to be the ones who are the most adaptable. The people who are always learning, always curious, and always figuring out how to pair their unique human talents with these incredible new tools. So the only question left is, what are you doing to build that skill today?